Good day, this 101st day, meaningful moments, 365 days. So I wanted to share with you a little story about a meaningful moment for me. And I chose this music that I'm playing right now called Silk Road by Kitaro. And it actually gave me the idea for the title of today's meaningful moments, Silky Suds. The silky part comes from the actual experience that I had last night when I drew myself a bath. Hot, steamy water, lavender and cedarwood essential oils, and the suds that filled the tub. And we have this really awesome garden tub, it's deep, and it really allows you to soak. So it was really sudsy and steamy. And here's the next part that I want to share with you about the sensual part of being able to spend time with yourself. And make no mistake, I'm not connotating it sensuality with sexuality, although they are integral parts of one another. The sensual part was the experience to be sitting in a dark room with a candle full of this aroma that was so sweet and inducing to a real pleasurable peace. And that hot water that also had some Himalayan salt crystals in it was just soothing to the skin. And it was really a deep kind of sensation. And that's the sensual part that comes in. The candle glow and the suds being all silky around me was just exquisite. And the reason it was so meaningful for me, because I've had warm baths before and everything, and I'm sure you've had those pleasurable experiences, but to be able to sit in that space, and I sat in it for a while, I think it was a good hour, and to meditate and to give myself all this care, and to actually spend time touching my skin, looking at my hands, touching my legs and my feet that carry me around every day, my hands that work for me every day, my mind that could get clear and feel into that moment and appreciate all that it does for me on a day-to-day basis. So there was this deep thankfulness as well. And while I was meditating, I could feel the suds kind of gently swishing upon my body anytime I moved. And it was a union with the water, so that water element was really working with me on deeper levels of feeling and emotion, and yes, sensuality. My skin, how beautiful it is, and I could see the glow and the glisten from the candlelight, and I thought to myself, I love the color of my skin. I love the feeling of my skin and of me, and even those places that we might not love as much, like, oh, my belly isn't like it was 30 years ago, but there was still something that was beautiful about giving birth 4 times, and my breast that fed my children, and my heart that's open so wide. These are the experiences that were that sensual part, the intimacy of knowing ourselves, of having that thankfulness and care for ourselves, all in that moment. And I wasn't expecting this when I stepped into the bathtub. It was something that kind of happened as I was there. It was an experience that, I was inducing a quiet space, but then it was something that overcame me. And I thought to myself, for all of those individuals that are in different kinds of relationships. And, you know, as women, we would like for our partners to be aware of us on all these deeper levels beyond the physical, emotional, and mental. So for many conscious women, they're looking for this in a partner. And how can we ask that of them if we're not doing that for ourselves, knowing what that pleasure feels like, not just from the physical touch, but from those deeper places. And then everything is like the enhancement on top of that. So this is a topic that I think, you know, sometimes women shy away from, or, you know, it quickly gets turned around in the societal view of what that sensuality aspect is of our being. And I know men have it too. So today I'm here sharing with you that meaningful moment because it's so profound for me in deeper spiritual ways. And that opportunity to experience that allows me to communicate that to my partner, aside from all that it fulfills me with, which kind of ties in a couple of other meaningful moments that have happened recently when I was talking about those meals. So even that, you know, there's just so many levels of our experiences where we can experience it in these multi-dimensional ways. So for that self-care, that self-love, that time, that intimacy of knowing who you are, this is for you today. Silky Suds. Hope you get some of yourself, some of them, in whatever form it comes to you. Blessings upon the rest of your weekend. Aho.